Have you ever watched a horror movie and thought, I could easily survive that? Well, in today's video we are diving into some of the most terrifying horror movie monsters out there. And with each monster we talk about, the harder it gets to defeat them. Make sure to subscribe so you never have to face these horror movie monsters. This video was inspired by ChupacaBro. Firstly, we have Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. In this version, Pooh and his loyal friend Piglet have been abandoned by Christopher Robin, who has grown up and left them behind. The once friendly and innocent characters turn evil, driven by hunger and a deep sense of betrayal. As a result, they begin to terrorise people who venture into the woods, leading to a horror-filled storyline where the once innocent Pooh and Piglet become horror villains. This film incorporates familiar aspects of the characters' original personalities in unsettling ways. For example, Pooh retains his love for honey, but now it becomes a craving that reflects his madness. Now let's talk about why you won't survive Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Pooh and Piglet's actions are no longer predictable, so you wouldn't know when they might attack, which would make it hard to stay one step ahead of them. This movie is also set in a forest where escape is almost impossible. This forest is also extremely quiet and there's barely anyone around. But if you think Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is difficult to survive, then let's talk about Art the Clown from Terrifier. Art the Clown is an iconic character in horror. He appears as a clown and he is silent. This silence only adds to how creepy he is. However, I know what you might be thinking, well, I would just run away. But let's be honest, Art the Clown will always find you. But Art the Clown is also not working alone. He works with Vicky, who is a possessed survivor from Art the Clown. Now you have two horror villains to try and escape. Now let's talk about why you won't beat Art the Clown. You might think that all the characters in the Terrifier movies made the wrong decisions, but they don't. Art the Clown is almost unstoppable. But if you think Art the Clown is difficult to defeat, then let's talk about the Bagul from Sinister. You might be thinking I would never watch no Super 8 films, but let's be honest, if you found a box of old films hidden in your attic, how many of you wouldn't watch them? The truth is, almost all of you would watch them. Sinister is a horror movie about a true crime writer who stumbles upon a box of Super 8 films. These films are strange and unsettling. The writer, hoping to find an interesting story for his next big book, decides to investigate the films. But what he doesn't realise is watching these films is the worst decision he can make. As he digs deeper into the mystery, he unknowingly brings himself into danger. Watching these Super 8 films allowed a creature known as Bagul to come alive again. And before you say, well, I'll just move out the house and leave, let me tell you, the writer tries that, but it doesn't work. The evil follows him wherever he goes. Now let's talk about your chances of surviving the Bagul from Sinister. When it comes to surviving Sinister and the terrifying Bagul, I'm sorry to say, but you have almost no chance of survival. The moment you found the Super 8 films and started watching them, you were already doomed. Even if you could escape the house, you wouldn't be able to escape Bagul. If you think the Bagul is scary, then let's talk about the monsters from A Quiet Place. Imagine living in a world where you can't make a single sound, not even the tiniest noise, because if you do, something terrible will happen. That's exactly the situation people in A Quiet Place are facing. A world where silence is the only way to survive. But is it even possible to live like that forever? The answer is no, absolutely no one can stay silent forever. In A Quiet Place, the monsters are terrifying creatures that are blind. They can't see anything but have an incredible sense of hearing, so they hunt by listening for any sound. A single footstep, a breath, or even a cough could let these creatures know where you are. The only way to survive is by being completely silent at all times. But let's face it, doing that every second of the day would be nearly impossible. Think about it, you're trying to do regular things like eating or just walking around without making a sound. Staying quiet forever would be a challenge no one can handle. Even if you're trying your hardest, there's always a chance that something unexpected will happen. The monsters are terrifying, but what makes it even worse is knowing that survival is nearly impossible. They rely on sound to find you, and no matter how careful you are, there's always a risk that a small sound could give you away. And in this world, that's enough for the monsters to find you. But now let's talk about Pennywise from It. In It, Pennywise is a shape-shifting monster that appears as a clown. He appears every 27 years, he knows how to make people afraid, and once he's in your mind there's no getting away from him. Now you might be thinking, I'll just run away from Pennywise or tell someone about him. But it's not that easy. Pennywise doesn't just appear, he gets into your head and plays on your worst fears. He shows up as something that scares you most, whether it's a creepy clown or something worse. It's almost impossible to fight him because he knows exactly what will make you terrified. He's not something you can just run away from, he lives off fear. And as long as you're scared, he'll keep coming back. Now let's talk about your chances of surviving Pennywise. If you were ever faced with Pennywise, I'm sorry to say, but your chances of surviving wouldn't be very good. Once he's in your head, it's almost impossible to escape him. No matter how brave you think you are, Pennywise will find a way to make you scared. Whether it's with his creepy smile, his sharp teeth, or his terrifying eyes. Even if you try to stand up to him or fight back, it's not that easy. Pennywise is tricky and can change into whatever you're afraid of most. If you face him as a clown and start to feel brave, he might turn into your biggest nightmare, making it even harder to fight him. He's not just a clown, he's a creature that uses fear to control you. And when you're scared, he becomes even stronger. So if you ever come across a creepy clown or hear strange noises in the sewers, remember this: Pennywise isn't just a clown, he's a powerful, shape-shifting monster. If you still think you can survive these horror movies, let me know in the comment section below and tell me how you would do it. And make sure to subscribe, and if you're interested in these type of videos, click the video on the screen now.